A bullish call today on the banks. As we said, JP Morgan got upgraded to overweight. Wells Fargo upgraded to neutral, both at Atlantic Equities. Let's kick these around. Jim, what do you make of these? These good calls?
Fatuous, not worth anything. Asterisk to the era. You can't buy these stocks. I mean, look, Morgan Stanley reported an amazing quarter. Amazing. It's become a fantastic non-bank. Doesn't matter. Can't get out of its way. Goldman Sachs down absolutely hideously. What's the edge to this? There's no edge to this piece. I read this piece and I said, okay, I mean, and I said, I know people are going to reference it, but I bet you it doesn't work. And work meaning I bet you JP Morgan and Wells Fargo go down. Well, thank you very much. The fact is, I do like the way Charlie Scharf came in. He has become the Axeman cometh. Is there anybody that's going to be left at Wells? Even got the chairperson changed. Charlie is he is in there, and he is hacking $10 billion worth of expenses and making that place into a powerhouse for digital. That's why the stock's not going down.
But wait, did you just say that this group is you didn't say the word uninvestable, but that's what I heard.
Well, it's not coal, but it is oil. It is oil. It's like oil. I mean, PayPal's good, and that's not a finance company. Square's good.
You own JP Morgan, though, don't you?
I'm wrong. There's First Amendment. I got every right to be stupid. JP Morgan is not the stock to own in this market. I'm really sorry. I own it because of some silly thing called diversification. And I just feel like there's a piece from Goldman Sachs, Balance Bear Repair, talking about diversification and how it could hurt you. I have single stock risk in JP Morgan. Fortunately, I have single stock risk in Apple and in Facebook and Alphabet and Microsoft for my trust. But I've got it JP Morgan. I'd rather actually be in Wells Fargo than JP Morgan right now because Scharf is...
Really?
Yes.
That is one heck of a statement.
I have to say it because
I can't even believe I'm hearing JP Morgan.
Because Scharf is a winner.
Jamie Dimon's not?
I didn't say that. I'm saying that Scharf is going to take a very fat bank and turn it into a lean, mean lending machine.
Wow.
Yes.
This is your quote. JP Morgan is not the stock to own in this market.
No, I'm saying Charlie Scharf is the person to bet on right here. And I don't own Wells. My trust is not on Wells Fargo. But yes, when he canned the CFO, he canned Shrewsbury. I mean, this guy, and he put some guy in who's a child. What's the guy's like? He's like 40.
Steph, you own. Look, you made that move into Wells Fargo. People tried to call you on that too. I don't know if I was in that group or not, but
I got beaten up pretty good.
A little bit.
Well, that year was over.
I mean, it's not an easy story, right? But it's a turnaround story, and turnaround stories are never easy. And with the CFO news yesterday, that's the 6th executive that he has hired since October. I mean, he is completely turning this company around. The other interesting thing I thought in the quarter, I mean, the quarter was just horrible in every which way, but I think the credit reserves of $8.4 billion, I was expecting about $6.5 billion. So perhaps maybe he finally has gotten his arms around this thing, and he's actually being conservative on the reserve charge. We'll see what happens with the economy and all that. But
Joe?
Look, it's not an easy bank to own because they don't have trading, and you got net interest income and net interest margins going in the wrong direction. But a turnaround is a turnaround, and I totally agree with Jim. I think in 2 years' time the stock is going to be higher.
So Joe, you own JP Morgan.
I do. I own JP Morgan, and
Kramer
it's
just threw ketchup all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, listen, he threw ketchup all over it. There's been ketchup, barbecue sauce, tomato sauce all over it for the last 2 years. These are challenged financials. JP Morgan, to me, is best in breed. I've been trying to sell myself on that. I've been kind of playing the range back and forth. I do believe a lot of the comments from Jamie last week after earnings send the signal that this franchise is moving in the direction that's about the stakeholder. So I think the ESG capacity as it relates to financials, there's a small element as to why you want to own JP Morgan. But I think Jim's right. I think in an absolute term, when you measure where Wells Fargo is today versus where JP Morgan is today and think about where they could be 12 to 18 months from now, clearly the upside is in Wells Fargo.
Yep.
But I'm just not willing to incur the potential risk and kind of wait for that. In addition to that, I also think I'm long Morgan Stanley, I'm long Goldman Sachs, I'm long the NASDAQ. and I'm long all of those because of the trading environment. And I think people were dismissive of the significant trading revenue that we witnessed in these earnings release as a one-off. I see this as going to be consistent in the coming quarters. I think active management will be strong. That's what BlackRock told you. Volatility remains relatively high given where the S&P 500 is. So I think the trading strength that we witness is going to stay with us, and that's why I have those three financials.
Pete, I'm going to go to you. You have these new calls in JP Morgan. And I cannot remember. I cannot remember another time that I've heard anybody, no less Jim Cramer, say that JP Morgan, and this is at any time. Yeah. JP Morgan is not the stock to own in this market, Pete.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised to hear that myself. I think Joe brings up a really good point, though. The trading volume, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, that was almost discounted. Initially, all these stocks popped. They spiked. Actually, believe it or not, JP Morgan finally got back over 100, which is amazing because it's been trapped under 100 for a while now. But that trading volume is something, and I think Joe brings up a really good point. That's going to be there quarter after quarter, I think, because the new environment of where we are right now, all you've got to do is look at the derivatives world. We're averaging about 30 million contracts a day in the derivatives world. And outside of that, you can just see everything else that they're trading, the fix, everything that it seems like where they make a lot of money in these major banks. The problem is, when will they be able to look past the loan issue? And that's not going to be for a while. That's going to be with the vaccine. That's going to be something down the line. And that's what's basically it's the anchor holding all of these names down. But I'm as shocked as you are, Scott. When he said that about JP Morgan, I was absolutely stunned. I really was.
No, it's time. Look, Scharf is a winner. Scharf bought a lot of stock at 28. He'll get it there. I don't know if you guys ever met Charlie. I mean, I remember meeting Charlie the first time, and you know, I think it was maybe 35 seconds in. He told me I didn't know what I was talking about, and then like I saw him years later, and he said, you still don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I love him. I love him. He is the most. He is so tough. He's the toughest CEO. Get this. You'll love this, Scott. He's Belichick, okay? He's Belichick. Get your job done or you're out. Before it was kind of like, hey, how's it going? No, he's Belichick, and he doesn't like to lose. And don't take that. That's a smirk, okay?
Wow.
In that picture, he's laughing at you.
Is he Belichick on Cleveland or is he Belichick on the Patriots? Right? I mean,
get your job done.
Does he have Tom Brady?
I mean,
people forget Cleveland.
My wife thinks he's really nice. I don't know. There's no accounting for taste.
All right.